Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you some easy patterns that you can put onto shields. There's a lot of fantasy miniatures where a hero or villain is holding a shield of some kind, and this is a way to make yours stand apart or just give some variety within a large army. The first shield I'm going to paint is going to have a simple coat of arms, and in case you're curious, this miniature is Finnerton from Green Horde. So starting off, I'm painting the shield boss, which is also called the Umbo, using plate mail metal. And just to get the second shield started, I'm completely covering it in the plate mail metal as well. The coat of arms is just going to be a simple white and blue checker pattern. The white I'm using is Spaceship Exterior from Army Painter. I'm going to be using this on the bottom left and the top right of the shield. Next I'm switching to Cantor Blue and I'm painting this into the opposite corners. Once I get most of the paint on, I'll work on getting some nice straight lines between the two colors. So here's how it's looking so far. The next step is to add a bit of wash to the shield to create some shadows. I'm using Nuln oil for this, and due to the size and flat shape of the shield, I'm only going to apply it around the edges, on the rivets, and on the shield boss. Once the wash is dried, I'm going to touch up the white and the blue and just push the paint to the very edge of the shield, leaving only a thin, dark line of shadow. The Cantor Blue is just a bit too dark to really see the shadows, so I'm going to brighten it up a bit by adding a small amount of Calidor Sky and then cover the same blue areas again. Just like I did with the white paint, I'm leaving a thin line of shadow all around the edges. So that's it for the first shield. The next one is going to be done completely differently. This shield is going to be getting a water transfer. If you have any extras of these laying around and don't know what to do with them, you might want to put them on a shield. The first step is to cover the shield in a layer of gloss varnish. This is going to create a smooth surface for the water transfer to attach to. This particular one is from the human team on Blood Bowl, and I believe it's the head of a griffin. I'm just adding a bit of water to get the paper good and soggy so it'll release the transfer. Next, I'll add a bit of water to the surface of the shield so it doesn't instantly stick to it. Grab the transfer with some tweezers and then gently push it onto the shield with a damp brush. I'm just making sure this is perfectly centered before I grab the paper towel and press the transfer down. I normally use a Q-tip for this, but I was too lazy to go look for one. Once that's dried, you'll want to completely cover the shield with another layer of gloss varnish to seal everything down. I mix my gloss varnish with a bit of water because it clumps up pretty quickly otherwise. Now if you want to add battle damage, more paint, or a wash to the shield, you'll need to cover it with a matte varnish or medium afterwards. I used Ard Coat for my gloss varnish, and for the matte, I'm using Lamian Medium. For the next shield, I'm using two metallic colors. The first one is going to be a 50-50 mix of Abaddon Black and Plate Mail Metal. I'm using this to paint the entire surface of the shield except for the rim and the boss. The boss of the shield is being painted with a 50-50 mix of Glorious Gold and Shining Silver. And finally, I'm doing the edge around the shield with some pure plate mail metal. So here's how the shield looks before the shading and then after. If you just had some deja vu, it's because I painted these shields as part of a previous video, but I wanted to include them in this list. Next, I'm doing some freehand work with just a couple simple patterns. These ones take the most time, and I'd probably only do it for the leader of a group to make them stand apart. This first one is just going to be a simple spiral pattern, and you can obviously vary the colors any way you want. This one I'm going to be doing with Althuan Grey and Evil Sun Scarlet, aka red and white. But any two colors would work, like green and black or blue and yellow, as long as they contrast well against each other. The key for doing the freehand stuff, at least for me, is to start in the middle of the shape and then slowly expand outward. Don't try to draw the entire outline of the shape and then color it in. In case you don't know who these guys are, they're the troglodytes from Massive Darkness. I used Army Painter's Quick Shade on all the rest of them, but I'm going to use Nuln Oil Gloss on this shield, just so you can get an idea of what the final result will be after shading. And I'm going to lay this mini down flat so that the wash stays under the rim of the shield all the way around. For the final shield, I'm just going to do a bit more freehand. Just like with the previous shield, I'm going to paint the boss with plate mail metal and also the rim this time. I've decided the body of the shield will be red this time, so I'm using Evil Sun Scarlet. Now I'm going to make a very amateur attempt at painting a horde symbol on here from World of Warcraft using Abaddon Black. And close enough. As you can see, my freehand needs some work. I'm much better at coloring inside the lines of something that's already there. The last step is to add a wash, and for this shield I'm using 50/50 Agrax Earthshade and Nuln Oil. So that's it for this paint tech video. I do feel like even some simple color variation on a shield can make a big difference and make your version of a miniature more unique. A special thanks to all my patrons for supporting these videos. If you would like to be part of our community and have a say in which miniatures get painted next, please check out the Patreon link in the description. I hope that you found this video useful, or at the very least interesting, and thank you very much for watching.